Have you ever dreamed of a place where every corner feels like a scene from a fantasy film? A land where misty fjords meet crystal clear lakes, where thrill seekers leap from towering bridges, and where silent rainforests whisper ancient secrets. Welcome to New Zealand, one of Earth's most extraordinary natural playgrounds. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie, a landscape photographer, a film buff, or simply a curious traveler, this breathtaking country promises moments you'll never forget. From the vibrant harbor cities of Balen, formerly Auckland, and Windermere, formerly Wellington, to the wild, untouched edges of the South Island, New Zealand stretches like a giant open-air movie set. You'll find yourself wandering through emerald rainforests, hiking beside glacial rivers, and gazing at snow-capped peaks that seem too perfect to be real. So here's a question for you. Do you know the name of the sea that lies between Australia and New Zealand? Drop your answer in the comments when I do. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's unlock one of New Zealand's most magical secrets. Did you know this remote country has become a go-to destination for some of Hollywood's most legendary films? Often nicknamed the Other Hollywood, New Zealand's cinematic rise is no accident. Its varied terrain, raw, unspoiled, and jaw-droppingly beautiful, has made it a favorite backdrop for directors and dreamers alike. Think of sweeping valleys from The Lord of the Rings, the enchanted forests from The Hobbit, or the eerie settings of King Kong. Even poignant dramas like The Piano and Whale Rider were born from these breathtaking landscapes. It's not just about the scenery, though. There's something in the air here, a creative energy, a calm, welcoming culture, and communities that blend innovation with tradition. Whether it's the towering Southern Alps or the gentle shores of the Tasman Sea, New Zealand offers a visual richness that elevates every scene. For filmmakers, it's a canvas. For travelers, it's a dream. Let's begin our journey with a crown jewel of this cinematic land. Tucked deep in the southwestern edge of the South Island lies Milford Sound, part of the stunning Fiordland National Park. This remote and mystical wonder is more than just a postcard. It's a soul-stirring encounter with nature at its most powerful. Though its name might mislead you, Milford Sound is actually a fjord, carved by ancient glaciers that sculpted the landscape over millions of years. It's the only fjord in New Zealand accessible by road. But despite that convenience, it still feels hidden, untouched, sacred, wild. As you drive through dense rainforest and towering peaks to get there, you'll begin to understand why so many call it the most beautiful place in the country. When sunlight hits the water just right, the inky black surface turns mirror smooth, reflecting mountains that rise like ancient guardians. On rainy days, something almost mystical happens. Hundreds of waterfalls appear out of nowhere, cascading down cliff faces and vanishing into the mist below. It's as if the mountains themselves are weeping in joy. No photo, no drone shot, no postcard can do it justice. Photographers and poets alike say that Milford Sound is most alive when the skies cry. And once you stand there in the silence, hearing only wind, birdsong, and the rush of water, you'll understand exactly what they mean. If you're still watching, we'd be honored if you hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us keep exploring with you. Just when you think the South Island can't get any better, there's Queenstown, a town that feels like it was tailor-made for adventurers. Nestled between the shimmering waters of Lake Astoria, formerly Lake Wakatipu, and the jagged majesty of the Sentinels, formerly the Remarkables, Queenstown is where you go when you want to feel truly alive. Fancy bungee jumping off the legendary Eldwin Bridge, formerly Aotearoa Bridge, or maybe riding the thundering white rapids of the Varn River, formerly Shotover. From skydiving to paragliding, skiing to mountain biking, Queenstown will raise your pulse and then some. But here's the thing, not everything has to be high octane. If you prefer something slower, softer, and more indulgent, Queenstown delivers just as well. Sip your way through the world-class vineyards of Glenbrook Valley, formerly Gippsland Valley, where the air smells of lavender and ripe Pinot Noir. Soak your weary limbs in a steamy hilltop spa while gazing at the lake below. Or step into a guided tour of Middle-earth itself, yes, that Middle-earth. Many of the iconic battle scenes and enchanted paths from The Lord of the Rings were filmed right here. No matter your pace, Queenstown has a way of leaving its mark on your heart and making you wish you had just one more day. And this is just the beginning. After the high-energy thrills and magical landscapes of Queenstown, your journey through New Zealand continues into one of the country's most hauntingly beautiful regions, a hidden coastline where time seems to stand still. Stretching between the towns of Bramley, formerly Balclutha, and Evanrest, formerly Invercargill, the Catlins coast is a wild, windswept treasure, remote, rugged, and unforgettably raw. Here, nature hasn't been tamed. Towering cliffs stand guard over quiet, golden beaches. Forests, thick with native trees, hide waterfalls that tumble into mossy gullies, while sea caves, blowholes, and secret inlets dot the shoreline like a puzzle only the curious can solve. Wander a little deeper, and you'll discover lakes so still they mirror the sky, a petrified forest frozen in time, and charming lighthouses that have withstood centuries of salt and wind. Wildlife thrives here too. Along the coast, you might spot fur seals basking on sunlit rocks, sea lions lumbering across the sand, or a pod of playful dolphins just beyond the breakers. And if you're lucky, a yellow-eyed penguin, one of the rarest in the world, may waddle into view. Birdsong fills the trees, blending with the distant roar of the surf. The name Catlins comes from an old whaling captain, Edward Catlin, or Catlin, depending on which tale you believe. But names aside, what makes this area unforgettable is the feeling of discovering something primal and untouched. And then there's Nugget Point, a rocky headland where a lone lighthouse stands defiantly at the edge of the sea, surrounded by jagged rock formations that rise like golden nuggets from the ocean. It's a view that silences even the most talkative traveler. Not far from here lies Slope Point, the southernmost tip of the South Island, where winds howl and waves crash in a display of nature's fierce independence. But for those craving altitude, not sea spray, the journey continues inland to one of New Zealand's most legendary landmarks. The soaring peaks of the Mount Helwan region, Aotearoa, formerly Mount Cook, have long captured the hearts of adventurers. Since the late 1800s, mountaineers from around the globe have flocked here, drawn by the allure of standing atop New Zealand's tallest mountain, Mount Helwan, or Aotearoa as it's known in Maori. But don't be fooled by its relatively modest height compared to Everest or Denali. Climbing this giant is a serious undertaking. With steep ice walls, deep crevasses, and unpredictable weather systems, Mount Helwan demands more than just courage. It requires experience, preparation, and an unshakable respect for the mountains. For seasoned climbers, reaching the summit is a badge of honor. For others, even hiking the foothills offers a taste of alpine majesty. The surrounding valleys, painted with snow and shadow, give you a front row seat to the raw power of nature. Magnificent, merciless, and awe-inspiring. Descending once more from the peaks, a turquoise gem awaits, Lake Amara, formerly Lake Tekapo. Famous for its picture-perfect Church of the Radiant Shepherd, formerly Church of the Good Shepherd, Lake Amara is a tranquil wonderland nestled in a basin of soft hills and starlit skies. The water glows with an otherworldly hue, a product of glacial flowers suspended in the lake. You'll want to pause here, whether it's to ride horseback along the wildflower-strewn trails, paddle across the still waters, or soak in the region's soothing hot springs. And when night falls, this area is part of a UNESCO Dark Sky Reserve, making it one of the best stargazing spots on Earth. Join a guided tour. Lie back and let the cosmos unfold above you like a living planetarium. You may never see the stars the same way again. If you're in the mood for a bite or a glass of wine, Lake Amara won't disappoint. Cozy alpine restaurants and scenic cafes line the lakefront, offering everything from gourmet dining to humble bites with million-dollar views. Or maybe all you want is to walk along the shore, hand in pocket, listening to the hush of the breeze across the water. Here, even doing nothing feels poetic. And finally, as you travel west, the landscape shifts again, this time into a realm of ice. Unlike many glaciers hidden deep within inaccessible ranges, Fox Glacier and Franz Josef Glacier stand out for their unique proximity to sea level. This rare combination of low altitude and mild temperatures means that you don't need to be a hardcore mountaineer to witness their grandeur. A gentle trek through the forested valley floor leads you to the foot of Franz Josef, where horizontal scars carved into the cliffs tell stories of the glacier's ancient advance and retreat. Each groove, each polished rock, is a reminder that the earth is always moving, quietly, powerfully, endlessly. To take in Fox Glacier in all its majesty, follow the scenic Cook Flat Road, where panoramic views unfold across icy fields that shimmer under the sunlight. Standing there, dwarfed by walls of blue and white. Many travelers feel something deeper than awe, something spiritual. As the climate warms and glaciers around the world recede, these two icy giants serve as both a marvel and a warning. They are a glimpse into the Earth's memory and a call to remember how fragile this beauty truly is. After standing in awe beneath the icy giants of Fox and Franz Josef, your journey through New Zealand now leads you back toward warmer shores, into a coastal sanctuary that feels like paradise found. Welcome to Abel Tasman National Park, a sun-drenched jewel tucked along the northern coast of the South Island. Unlike the dramatic glaciers or rugged peaks you've seen before, this park enchants with its golden beaches, aquamarine coves, and gently swaying forest canopies. It's the kind of place where time seems to slow down, and nature invites you to explore at your own pace. Getting around Abel Tasman is part of the adventure. You can hike through native bush on well-kept trails, paddle quietly beside granite cliffs in a sea kayak, or hop aboard a sailing catamaran and let the ocean breeze guide your path. Prefer a bird's-eye view? Scenic helicopter tours offer breathtaking vistas of turquoise waters meeting emerald hills. And if you're short on time, a water taxi can zip you between bays, allowing you to craft your own flexible itinerary. While summer draws the most crowds, locals will tell you there's something truly magical about visiting during spring or autumn. Picture this: crisp morning air, calm mirror-like waters, sun-kissed beaches with barely a footprint in sight. These shoulder seasons wrap the park in a quiet beauty that feels intimate, almost secret. Fewer visitors mean more space to breathe, more time to linger, and more chances to connect with the land and its rhythm. Luxury seekers won't be disappointed either. Tucked discreetly along the coast are elegant eco-lodges, offering world-class comfort with panoramic views. But if you're craving something more soulful, there's nothing like falling asleep beneath a canopy of stars. The sound of gentle waves, your lullaby. In Abel Tasman, nature isn't just scenery, it's an experience that stays with you. From the serenity of the sea, we now head to the cultural heartbeat of New Zealand's capital. Wellington, perched on the southern tip of the North Island, is a compact city with a big personality. It's often called the coolest little capital in the world, and for good reason. Everything here feels close, yet incredibly rich in flavor, history, and energy. The downtown area is so walkable. You can traverse eclectic neighborhoods, art-filled alleys, and bustling cafes all in a single afternoon. The city's architecture is a delightful mix. Quaint 19th century wooden cottages nestle beside bold Art Deco facades, each telling stories of eras gone by. Want to understand Wellington's roots? Head to the Museum of Wellington City and Sea, or the renowned Museum of New Zealand Te Papa Tongarewa, where the deep heritage of the Maori people comes to life through immersive exhibits, artifacts, and storytelling. Need a break? Grab a locally roasted coffee. Wellington is a haven for coffee lovers, and soak in the vibrant scene on Courtney Place, where performers, artists, and everyday life unfold before your eyes. And for the best panoramic view in town, make your way up to Mount Victoria. From there, you can watch the city stretch out in all directions, cradled between hills and harbor, kissed by the famously brisk Wellington wind. But the magic doesn't stop when the sun sets. For a one-of-a-kind experience, join a guided night walk through Zealandia, an urban wildlife sanctuary just minutes from the city. Under moonlight and torch glow, you might encounter rare native creatures like the curious kiwi bird or the tiny glow of Aotearoa, evidence of a natural world slowly returning to balance. From urban charm to volcanic drama, our next stop takes you into one of New Zealand's most sacred and otherworldly places. Tongariro National Park is not just the country's oldest national park, it's also a UNESCO Dual World Heritage Area, celebrated for both its cultural and geological significance. At its core lies a profound connection to the Maori people, who have long regarded this land as a spiritual gift, a place of deep ancestral importance. The landscape here is shaped by fire and time. Three massive volcanoes, Tongariro, Ngauruhoe, and Ruapehu, form the centerpiece of a terrain unlike any other. Rugged lava flows, steaming vents, and surreal alpine lakes define the region, painting a picture that feels more like Mars than Earth. Yet, despite the harshness, there's a serene beauty to it all. The park's crown jewel is the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, often hailed as one of the greatest one-day hikes in the world. Along this 4-kilometer trail, you'll pass through ancient lava fields, skirt around vivid emerald lakes, and climb over volcanic ridges that offer panoramic views stretching for miles. Every turn brings a new surprise, a new challenge, a new reward. But not everything here is so intense. For those seeking gentler paths, the Taranaki Falls provide a peaceful counterpoint. Nestled in beech forest, these graceful cascades offer a perfect picnic backdrop or a moment of quiet reflection beneath the mountains. Every inch of Tongariro whispers stories of creation, of culture, of resilience. Whether you're hiking its slopes or simply gazing at its peaks from afar, this sacred landscape reminds us how deeply land and identity are intertwined in Aotearoa. After gazing down on Auckland's sparkling skyline from the iconic Sky Tower, it's time to venture out once again, this time into wild, windswept coastal beauty where nature carves its own masterpiece. Welcome to Castle Point, one of the most visually dramatic locations along the Wairarapa coastline. It's a place where cliffs clash with sea spray, and history is etched into the very stone beneath your feet. Dominated by the towering 162-meter Castle Rock, this awe-inspiring headland was named in 1770 by Captain James Cook, who, upon sailing past, remarked that the giant rock formation resembled the battlements of a medieval castle. But Castle Point is more than just a single view. It's a rich, fossil-laden world of limestone reefs, shifting sand dunes, calm lagoons, and rugged cliffs that rise like silent sentinels above the ocean. The Castle Point Scenic Reserve offers a window into this dramatic geography. with two well-loved trails providing close encounters with its wild features. The Lighthouse Walk leads visitors to the top of a bluff crowned by Castle Point's historic lighthouse, a beacon that has guarded the coast since 1913. As you walk along the boardwalk, seabirds wheel overhead, and waves crash below. It's hard not to feel a deep connection to the seafaring past. For a more immersive experience, the Deliverance Cove track winds through coastal bush, sandy stretches, and rock formations, ending in panoramic vistas that seem to belong in an epic film. And the wildlife? Simply mesmerizing. The waters here are often graced by playful dolphins and curious fur seals, while the southern reef becomes a lively nesting ground for white-fronted terns, red-billed gulls, and black shags. Along the sheer cliffs of Castle Rock, you might even spot reef herons or the bold black-backed gulls, soaring on updrafts like feathered kings of the sky. From this rugged maritime outpost, your journey continues northward to a region of sun-kissed islands, Maori history, and aquatic adventures. Nestled on the east coast of Northland, the Bay of Islands is a subtropical wonderland made up of 144 lush, scattered islands, each a slice of paradise. The towns of Paihia, Opua, and Waitangi form the heart of this region, where turquoise waters lap at sandy coves, and every day feels like summer. Waitangi holds a special place in New Zealand's soul. It is here that the Treaty of Waitangi was signed in 1840, marking the birthplace of the nation. You can walk through beautifully preserved grounds, listen to the stirring sound of a haka echo through the marae, and feel the weight of history beneath the shade of centuries-old trees. But the bay isn't just about the past. It's alive with adventure. Join a cruise across the bay to discover remote coves, towering rock arches, and perhaps even a pod of dolphins escorting your boat. Dive into the blue to snorkel coral-rich waters. Try scuba diving, or glide across the sea in a kayak or sailboat, letting the breeze chart your course. Just across the water from Paihia lies Russell, New Zealand's very first capital and now a peaceful village full of colonial charm, cafes, and heritage buildings. Inland, towns like Kawakawa and Karakari offer a fusion of natural attractions, cultural landmarks, and farm-to-table cuisine that will please every kind of traveler. From the sun-drenched waters of the Bay of Islands, we return south to a quieter, greener corner of paradise. The Coromandel Peninsula is a refuge of serenity, known for its mossy rainforests, golden beaches, misty mountains, and quiet coastal towns. Whether you're hiking beneath fern-covered canopies or soaking your feet in natural hot pools on the beach, the Coromandel is a place where you can simply let go. There's something timeless about this region. The pace slows. The air feels cleaner. Even the sunlight seems softer as it filters through the trees. In the small towns scattered throughout the peninsula, life unfolds gently. Mornings begin with the sound of birdsong and end with the shimmer of stars reflected on the sea. Wetlands, fertile plains, and winding back roads connect the inland valleys to the coast, creating a tapestry of landscapes perfect for campers, photographers, hikers, and those simply needing to recharge. The Coromandel isn't loud or flashy. It invites you to breathe, to reflect, and to remember the joy of simplicity. And yet, before this journey ends, one final stop awaits, a place where fantasy meets reality in the most magical way possible. Tucked within the rolling green hills of Matamata lies the world-famous Hobbiton movie set, a must-see for fans of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies, or anyone who's ever dreamed of stepping into a storybook. Originally built as a temporary set on the Alexander family's sheep and beef farm, the Hobbit village has since been lovingly preserved and transformed into an enchanting, fully immersive attraction. As you walk past round-doored hobbit holes, wander by flower-filled gardens, and cross the charming stone bridge by the old mill, you'll feel like you've stumbled straight into Middle-earth. Guided tours reveal behind-the-scenes tales and cinematic secrets, while sweeping views of the Kai Mai Ranges provide the perfect natural backdrop. The journey ends with a visit to the legendary Green Dragon Inn, where guests can sip exclusive ales and ciders brewed just for the experience. It's more than a film set. It's a celebration of imagination, craftsmanship, and the kind of storytelling that leaves a mark on your soul. After immersing yourself in the volcanic majesty of Tongariro, the next chapter of your journey brings warmth, relaxation, and a touch of surreal wonder. Welcome to a place where the earth breathes, bubbles, and heals, Rotorua. Situated in the heart of New Zealand's North Island, Rotorua feels like stepping into nature's own spa. The ground steams beneath your feet. Pools of mineral-rich water bubble quietly in the early morning mist. Geysers hiss and roar into the sky as if the land itself is speaking. Known for its geothermal energy and therapeutic hot springs, Rotorua has long attracted visitors in search of both physical healing and unforgettable scenery. At the top of Fenton Street lies the lively hub locals affectionately call Roto Vegas, a playful nod to its mix of excitement and charm. Here, dramatic mud geysers send plumes of steam skyward, and visitors line up to experience the rejuvenating powers of natural mud baths, said to ease muscle tension and soothe the skin. It's not just a wellness retreat, it's a sensory experience unlike any other. Once you've indulged in nature's spa, it's time to take to the skies. The Skyline Gondola whisks you up nearly 2,000 feet above Rotorua, treating you to sweeping views of the city and the gleaming expanse of Lake Rotorua below. From the top, the view stretches far beyond the treetops and steam vents, a quilt of forest, lake, and volcanic terrain stitched together by time. Back on the ground, you'll find no shortage of ways to explore the lake itself. Climb aboard of the charming paddle steamer for a slow, scenic cruise. Join a fishing charter to chase trout in the cool waters. Or, for a splash of novelty, ride in an amphibious vehicle that rolls straight from land into the lake. Each option offers a fresh view of Rotorua's geothermal beauty and its rich Maori heritage. which is woven into every corner of this fascinating region. From volcanic waters, we drift into an island paradise that feels worlds away. Just a short ferry ride from Auckland lies Waiheke Island, a haven where creativity, nature, and luxury dance effortlessly together. This is where artists, winemakers, free spirits, and celebrities all find common ground, drawn by the island's laid-back elegance and shimmering coastline. Waiheke's beaches are pure poetry, golden sand, gentle waves, and water so clear it glows under the midday sun. But beyond the shore, the island pulses with culture. Follow the Waiheke Arts Trail and discover boutique galleries and craft studios, each one brimming with local creations, from bold sculptures to delicate ceramics, hand-poured candles to abstract canvases. Need a break between galleries? Dive into the sea for a refreshing swim or glide across the waves on a stand-up paddleboard. Or, for a bird's-eye view of the island's diverse landscapes, chartered flights offer spectacular aerial glimpses of vineyards, hilltop estates, and forest-covered cliffs. Waiheke is also a food lover's dream. Whether you're sharing a seaside platter at a rustic beach cafe or savoring a curated multi-course meal at a hilltop fine dining retreat, every bite is a celebration of local flavors. And of course, no visit is complete without a stop at one of the island's boutique vineyards, where the wine flows as generously as the conversations. Sip a chilled Sauvignon Blanc while overlooking rows of grapevines kissed by the sea breeze. It's the kind of moment that lingers long after the glass is empty. From Waiheke's serenity, we return to the bustling energy of New Zealand's largest and most cosmopolitan city, Auckland, or as the Maori call it, Tamaki Makaurau. The name, which translates to the maiden pursued by 100 suitors, is no mere poetic flourish. For centuries, this fertile, strategically positioned land has been sought after by many, prized for its dual coastlines, volcanic soil, and natural harbors. Today, Auckland remains a magnet, only now. Its suitors are travelers, entrepreneurs, and culture seekers drawn to its unique fusion of nature and urban life. Auckland is a city of contrasts. Its skyline is punctuated by 48 ancient volcanic cones, each one offering trails and lookouts where you can gaze over neighborhoods, harbors, and out to sea. Beyond the city limits, over 50 islands dot the waters of the Hauraki Gulf, each offering its own escape, be it hiking, boating, or simply breathing in the ocean air. What makes Auckland exceptional isn't just its natural beauty, it's how seamlessly that beauty blends into city life. One moment, you're shopping in a sleek downtown district or catching live music in a tucked-away bar. The next, you're paddleboarding in a quiet cove or watching sunset from a clifftop park. With 29,000 kilometers of coastline framing the region, water is never far away, and neither is adventure. Towering above it all is the Sky Tower, a needle-like structure that has defined the Auckland skyline for more than 25 years. At 328 meters, It's not only the tallest man-made structure in the Southern Hemisphere, it's a symbol of Auckland's ambition and spirit. Step inside, and you'll find far more than a view. The Sky Tower is home to interactive exhibitions, world-class dining, and even adrenaline-pumping activities for the brave-hearted. Fancy walking around the edge with only a harness and the wind at your back? Or how about base jumping 192 meters down in the city's most thrilling leap of faith? But even if you stick to the observation deck, the reward is spectacular. From here, you can trace the ridgelines of long-extinct volcanoes, spot distant sailboats dancing on the harbor, and watch the golden lights of Auckland flicker to life as evening falls. After walking through the whimsical world of Hobbiton, where fantasy comes to life, it's time to return to the raw and untamed side of New Zealand, where nature writes the script and the sea is the storyteller. Welcome to Pia Beach, a dramatic black sand stretch sculpted by the forces of time and tide. Tucked along the rugged west coast of Auckland, Piha is both wild and poetic, a place where cliffs rise like ancient guardians at either end of the shore, and the waves crash with an energy that demands your full attention. It's not just a beach, it's an experience that awakens every sense. The black volcanic sand glistens under the sun, creating a surreal contrast against the frothy surf. For surfers, Piha is legendary. It's powerful. Unpredictable waves offer thrilling rides and serious respect. The beach is considered one of the birthplaces of New Zealand surf culture, drawing both seasoned professionals and bold beginners. During summer, trained surf lifesavers vigilantly patrol designated swimming zones, ensuring that visitors can safely enjoy the ocean's power without risking its wrath. But Piha isn't only about the surf. Cradled by lush, forest-covered hills, the area is a paradise for hikers and nature lovers. Several scenic walking trails snake through native bush, where you might hear tui birds singing or catch the rustle of fern fronds in the breeze. These trails reward explorers with spectacular lookouts, where the coastline unfolds in layers of cliffs, coves, and crashing waves. Feeling adventurous? Try abseiling down Piha Canyon, where waterfalls, rock slides, and natural pools turn a forest trek into an adrenaline-pumping escape. Whether you're here to relax on the sand or to chase the thrill of the waves, Piha invites you to lose track of time and find yourself in the rhythm of the sea. From the wild west coast, we journey south to the tranquil majesty of Lake Wanaka, nestled in a glacial basin in New Zealand's Otago region. Lake Wanaka is the kind of place that makes you slow down. Stretching an impressive 45 kilometers in length and 10 kilometers across, its mirror-like waters are cradled by mountains that rise up to 2,000 meters at the northern end. The lake's southern shores are softer, gentler, where the town of Wanaka sits quietly. Just 32 kilometers from Mount Aspiring National Park, a haven for alpine explorers. The surrounding terrain is a masterpiece of contrast. To the south, the Cardrona Valley rolls out a scenic route toward Queenstown, dotted with ski fields and charming lodges. Along the lake's edge, You'll find peaceful coves, Glendu, Dublin, Roy's Bay, perfect for kayaking, paddleboarding, or simply sitting in stillness as the mountains reflect in the water. 3 islands, Stevenson's, Mo Tapu, and Mo Waho, emerge like emerald gems from the lake's surface, each with its own natural secrets. The lake is fed by 2 pristine rivers, the Matukituki and Makaroa, and gives rise to the Clutha River, New Zealand's second longest waterway, which eventually winds its way to the Pacific Ocean. Whether you're fishing, hiking, or just floating on your back beneath the open sky, Lake Wanaka has a way of drawing you in and holding you there, wrapped in its serenity. Not far from Wanaka, another scenic trail invites discovery, not to a lake or summit, but to the edge of the sea. The walk to Farrar Beach is one of those hidden coastal adventures that rewards the slow traveler. The trail begins in rolling farmland, where sheep graze peacefully under a wide sky, and winds gently into dense coastal forest, the air growing cooler and lusher with every step. As the path emerges onto the beach, the view is nothing short of cinematic. Wind-carved dunes, foaming waves, and rock formations that seem sculpted by giants. Visit during low tide and you'll have access to the full expanse of the shoreline, where you can walk uninterrupted, marveling at seaside caverns, intricate driftwood sculptures, and distant islands dotting the horizon. It's not just a walk, it's a journey through landscapes that seem to shift with every step. You'll feel as though you're moving through a series of natural paintings, each one more breathtaking than the last. And finally, for those willing to lace up their hiking boots and chase elevation, there's Roy's Peak, a challenge that ends in one of the most iconic views in all of New Zealand. Located between Wanaka and Glendu Bay, Roy's Peak rises like a green monolith above the lake, offering a full-day hike that tests your legs and rewards your soul. The trail winds steeply along the flanks of Mount Roy, cutting through open pastures and ascending into rugged alpine grasslands. With ever a switchback, the world seems to expand, revealing sweeping views of Lake Wanaka, distant peaks, and cloud-draped valley. At the summit, a jaw-dropping panorama awaits. You'll see all the way to Mount Aspiring's snow-capped crown, with turquoise water glinting below and wind sweeping across the ridgeline. It's the kind of view that silences even the chattiest hiker, because what words could possibly capture that feeling? Named after Rob Roy McGregor, the Scottish folk hero who inspired early European settlers, Roy's Peak stands as a bridge between cultures, histories, and the enduring awe of nature. It's not just a physical climb, it's a symbolic one. 2. Every step upward but to step deeper into New Zealand's majestic soul. After climbing the heights of Roy's Peak and soaking in the majesty of Lake Wanaka, your journey now curves back toward the coast, where sea and sky collide in one of New Zealand's most soul-stirring destinations. Kaikoura, a scenic coastal town tucked between the snow-capped seaward Kaikoura Range and the wide-open Pacific Ocean, is nothing short of magical. This is a place where towering mountains meet the sea, where dolphins leap alongside boats, and where the scent of fresh crayfish grilling over charcoal drifts through the salty air. During the winter months, the contrast is stunning. Icy peaks gleam white beneath a cobalt sky, while the ocean shimmers with life just meters from shore. It's a landscape that feels cinematic, almost surreal, but it's the marine life that truly defines Kaikoura. Few places on Earth offer such intimate encounters with whales, dolphins, and fur seals so close to land. Thanks to a deep ocean trench just offshore, nutrient-rich waters draw these creatures year-round. Whale-watching tours depart several times daily, offering front-row seats to the breathtaking spectacle of sperm whales surfacing, their spouts rising high before they arch their backs and slip beneath the waves. You might also spot dusky dolphins performing playful acrobatics, or catch sight of New Zealand fur seals basking lazily on rocky outcrops. For wildlife lovers and ocean dreamers alike, Kaikoura is unforgettable. And if you're a foodie, don't leave without trying the legendary Kaikoura crayfish. Often served roadside with a view of the sea, it's local, fresh, and divine. From Kaikoura's wild shores, we now head east to a city frozen in time and bursting with charm. Napier, located on the coast of Hawke's Bay, is a living museum of Art Deco architecture, one of the best preserved collections in the world. Walking through its streets feels like stepping straight into a 1930s film set. Ornate facades, pastel hues, and geometric motifs define the cityscape, creating a sense of nostalgia and elegance that few modern cities can replicate. This stunning urban rebirth began after a devastating earthquake in 1931, which flattened much of the city. When Napier rebuilt, it did so with vision, adopting the Art Deco style that was sweeping the globe. This architectural time capsule is best explored on foot. Pick up a walking tour map from the Art Deco Trust and let the streets guide you past historic theaters, vintage hotels, and shop fronts that seem plucked from another era. Every February, the city comes alive for the Napier Art Deco Festival, where vintage cars, jazz bands, flapper dresses, and champagne toasts take over the town. It's more than just a celebration, it's a time machine fueled by music, fashion, and community spirit. And from retro glamour, we move to a city that perfectly marries tradition and reinvention. Christchurch, the largest city in the South Island, is a story of resilience and transformation. Once known as the Garden City for its English-style gardens and neo-Gothic architecture, it has re-emerged in recent years as a hub of creativity, innovation, and urban renewal. Begin your visit with a peaceful punt ride on the Avon River, drifting past weeping willows, stone bridges, and manicured flower beds. It's a gentle introduction to the city's heritage. But as the sun sets, another side of Christchurch awakens. Street art bursts from alley walls. Award-winning restaurants serve global flavors, and modern architecture rises beside remnants of the past. beyond the city limits. Christchurch serves as a springboard for alpine adventure. Just an hour away lies Mount Hutt, one of the South Island's premier ski destinations. In winter, powdery slopes and breathtaking mountain views draw skiers and snowboarders from across the globe. Whether you're seeking fine dining or first tracks in fresh snow, Christchurch is both a destination and a gateway. From city streets to glacier-carved lakes, the journey continues to one of New Zealand's most photographed landscapes. Lake Wakatipu, shaped by ancient glaciers and bordered by jagged peaks, is a natural wonder that stretches in a lightning bolt shape across the Aotearoa region. It's long, deep, and mesmerizing, framed by the Remarkables mountain range, with the town of Queenstown sitting gracefully along its shore. From the vantage point of Fern Hill, you can take in a panoramic sweep of lake, mountains, and town all in one breathtaking view. But Lake Wakatipu isn't just scenic, it's alive with activity. Queenstown offers a constant flow of adventure. But beyond the bustle are quiet villages like Glenorchy, Kinloch, and Kingston, each offering their own serene slice of lakefront life. Mountains like Mount Earnslaw stand watch over the region, their snow-dusted peaks mirrored in the lake's glassy surface. For anglers, the Mausavai, the Greenstone, and Lochie rivers are especially popular for trout fishing, while the warmer months draw swimmers to the lake's clear beaches, where sunlight dances on the water like 1,000 tiny stars. Whether you're fishing at dawn, hiking under golden scoose, or simply sitting with your feet in the water and your thoughts in the clouds, Lake Wakatipu speaks in silence. And in that silence, you find something rare: peace. After soaking in the peaceful stillness of Lake Wakatipu's mirrored waters, our adventure now leads us to one of New Zealand's most intricate and enchanting coastal landscapes, where the sea gently carves its way into ancient valleys. Welcome to the Marlborough Sounds, a breathtaking maze of sheltered coves, deep bays, and forested headlands stretching over Wunaon, 500 kilometers of pristine coastline. Imagine gliding silently through clear Pacific waters in a kayak, the only sound being the ripple of your paddle and the call of a distant bird. Or hiking beneath towering ferns and canopies so dense they feel like a living cathedral. This extraordinary region, formed from sunken river valleys, now offers an endless web of exploration. Queen Charlotte Sound, Kenepuru Sound, and Pelorus Sound are the three largest waterways here, each offering its own personality, some wild and rugged, others calm and dreamlike. With over 50 conservation reserves managed by the Department of Conservation, Marlborough Sounds isn't just scenic, it's sacred. Each trail, each inlet, each hidden beach feels like a secret waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're wandering the coastal Queen Charlotte Track or sailing into a quiet bay with dolphins at your side, every moment here is a deep breath of peace. But if you crave elevation after so much serenity, the next challenge awaits. Just above Queenstown, the Ben Lomond Track beckons the bold. This is no casual stroll. With a grueling elevation gain of 438 meters. This full-day hike pushes your limits, but rewards you tenfold. The trail begins in shaded Douglas fir forest, winding gently at first before revealing a stark shift in terrain. Shrubs give way to golden tussock, and with every step, the views widen, opening like a slow sunrise across the valley. As you reach Ben Lomond Saddle, the terrain becomes more rugged, the wind sharper, and the air thinner. Here, the real climb begins. The final push to the 748-meter summit is steep and demanding. But once you conquer it, you're treated to panoramic views that defy description. The shimmering expanse of Lake Wakatipu below, Mount Earnslaw rising in the distance, and the snow-capped crown of Mount Aspiring reaching into the sky. On a clear day, it feels like you can see forever. From soaring summit, we now travel south to a place where the forest whispers, and nature remains almost untouched by time. Ulva Island, nestled within Patterson Inlet near Stewart Island, is a pest-free open sanctuary and a shining success story in New Zealand's conservation efforts. Just a 10-minute boat ride in from Golden Bay, this island is a dream for bird lovers and nature purists. Managed by the Department of Conservation and supported by the Ulva Island Charitable Trust, it's one of the few places in the country where you can see native birds like the kaka, saddleback, and South Island robin in their natural habitat, safe from predators. Stepping onto Ulva Island feels like stepping back in time, into a version of New Zealand as it once was, pure, unspoiled, and teeming with life. And finally, for a last taste of alpine magic, we turn to one of New Zealand's most celebrated trails. The Routeburn Track, while shorter than other multi-day hikes, offers epic scenery in every direction. This iconic trail links Mount Aspiring National Park with Fiordland National Park, passing through a dreamscape of valleys carved by glaciers, sparkling alpine lakes, and towering cliffs that seem to scrape the clouds. Climbing to its highest point in 255 meters, hikers are greeted by panoramic views so surreal they feel painted, mountain ranges overlapping in every shade of blue, waterfalls spilling from high ridges, and silent lakes cradled by stone. As you traverse rocky outcrops, descend into mossy forests, and follow rivers that glitter in the sunlight, the Routeburn Track reminds you this is a land shaped by fire and ice, and softened by time. Thank you for joining me on this unforgettable journey through New Zealand. From the geothermal heart of Rotorua to the cinematic peaks of Wanaka, from tranquil islands to windswept summits, New Zealand is more than just a destination. It's a story waiting to be lived. If this video sparked your wanderlust, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more immersive adventures around the world. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of magic from our next exploration. Until then, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and remember, the world is wide, and it's waiting for you.